Okay, so I filmed this video days ago, and I do mean like almost a week ago. So I don't remember what all I filmed, but I do remember how I felt about the makeup. So I think that's what is most important. Before anyone asks, yes, I am still in the throes of grieving but I feel very, very restless, and I feel very much like if I don't do something, I'm gonna go nuts. Like yesterday, the only way I can describe it is I very angry cleaned and like rearranged the bedroom. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know. But I feel like I can't just sit here. I have to do something. Even if that something is editing and doing a voiceover. If you've been following me for a while and you know anything about me, it's one thing about me, bitch, is I have a hard time taking a break. I struggle with taking a break. I haven't filmed much in 2 days, and it's just like, I gotta do something. So a voiceover it is. I don't know why I film myself doing my skincare. I don't know why. Y'all have seen it 800,000 times. I guess it is an opportunity for me to sit here and run my mouth, and I could only speed this up 1.5 because usually I do 1.25. Usually I do 1.5, but it was like 13 minutes long, and I was like, yeah, that's not long enough. By the way, this Wet n Wild primer. Okay, first of all, let me start by saying this. I bought this at CVS and was absolutely mortified by the price tag of it being almost $7. So right before I sat down to do this voiceover, I got on Walmart and I looked up the cost there too, because I was kind of hoping that maybe it was just like a little bit more expensive because it was at CVS. No, same price there. I'm so disappointed. Like, I don't know. They said specifically, listen, Wet n Wild said on Instagram that they had built loyalty from customers by being affordable. That's how they started. That's what they're known for, affordable quality makeup. That's like within reach of everyone, and that they would not be raising their prices. They refuse to raise their prices. Maybe they're in a position where like they can't keep that promise anymore. But I loved the primer. I absolutely loved it. It's like just like, I think like $2 cheaper than the Revolution, but I really, really like it. If you don't like sticky primers, it's not for you. But I enjoy me a good sticky primer. It does have that very like, the Revolution one that I just switched from, it does have a very like sticky texture like that. Actually, I think it might be a little bit more sticky than that. But my makeup, like my base makeup, looks so good despite the fact, I'm sure you can see right here, I put way too much fucking foundation on. Listen, I forgot to wet a beauty blender and my ass was not getting back up to do it. I was not getting back up to do it. So I just used my dirty ass foundation brush, but I put as much foundation as I would need for a sponge, which takes a bunch of the product, onto the brush. And it ended up being way too fucking much and giving me very much peanut butter baby. Also, that semi honking the horn outside of my house just scared the literal shit out of me. That was amazing. I'm kind of realizing, watching this back, how bad I am about putting my mirror in my face. I still haven't learned. Years later, I've been a content creator for years. I still have not learned to stop putting my mirror in my face so you guys can see what I'm doing. But also watching this back, I didn't wash my hair for like 4 days in preparation to dye it because my grays are starting to poke through, but not that bad. Like, I found one full white hair on my head, and then I feel like my eyebrows are fading. Like, they're faded probably because I wash my face and then blast it with chemicals every day. So it makes sense that it would fade a lot faster than my hair. And then I just accidentally washed it last night. I just accidentally washed my hair last night, so it's just like whatever. But I really don't realize how much the dye in my hair has faded until I do shit like this, like watch a video of me drawing my fucking eyebrows on and seeing what they look like, compare one on and one off, seeing the comparison. God, I'm so bad about putting my mirror in front of my face. This is me trying to smooth out my makeup with a hard ass beauty beauty sponge. I was about to say beauty blender. It's not no fucking beauty blender. That's a $25, $30 beauty blender. Listen, I don't want to hear it. And I was lazy prior to every time I stood up, my heart would race. Yeah, I was lazy prior to that. But like every time that I stand up, every time that I get off of the bed, or just stand up like from a chair or anything like that, a lot of times my heart rate jumps up. And then when I sit down, it jumps back down, and it can make me kind of dizzy. And it has been a lot better since I've been on beta blockers, but it's not perfect. And it all kind of like depends on how long ago I took my beta blocker and blah, blah, blah. But I will say this much. While my heartbeat has not been perfect, it does sometimes still accelerate. Yesterday, it got up into the 130s, 140s when I was rearranging the room. I was talking to Epps about it today. I have not had heart palpitations since I started taking my beta blocker. And also, in the month that I've been on it, I can count on one hand how many times my legs have swollen. That used to be an everyday occurrence, several times a day occurrence. And I can count on one hand how many times that has happened in the month that I have been on it. Today exactly is a month. Also, when I was putting on my eyeshadow, I actually was going to put on a lighter eyeshadow and then like do my crease with a darker eyeshadow, which I guess you could argue is what I'm doing, but you know what I mean. Like I wanted to go with a lighter shade of eyeshadow, and what's funny is like before I even put the shit on, I was like, this isn't what I want at all. Like, I want lighter eyeshadow. Why am I doing this? And I did it anyway. Like, before I even dipped my brush into the fucking eyeshadow, I was like, I'm not really sure if this is what I'm going for. And I did it anyway. Honestly, it ended up turning out cute anyways, so like, fuck it. But I was going for more like a white, you know how like white eyeshadow looks? It doesn't actually look white. That's what I was going for. And I dipped into not that. I was wondering like why this didn't take me very long. Like I was wondering why, like watching the footage back, like it was so fast. I think it's because I ultimately decided to not put any bottom eyeliner or mascara on, and I can't remember why. I don't know if it was for time or what, but I definitely was getting ready to stream here. Oh my god, I am so bad about putting my mirror in my face. Oh my god. I am getting a little bit more used to this eyeliner. Sorry, right before I hit record again, I like choked, and I feel like I'm about to continue to do so. Anyways, I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit more used to the eyeliner. It's a felt tip. The one thing that I don't like about felt tip, okay, this is my beef with felt tip liner. Some of the felt tip liners that I have gotten are super stiff, and I don't know if it's like a sensory thing or whatever. I don't know. I don't like the way that they feel going across my skin. And I also feel like they don't give me like the control that I get with like a brush liner. But also there's two other problems that I have with them. One is when you like get one and you use it a couple of times, and it's like the very, very, very tip of the pen becomes flimsy and makes it so it's like hard for you to draw like a very sharp, precise line. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe that was both things I was going to say all at one time. Like you just like, you touch your eye and it just like squishes down, and it makes it harder to do like a pointy wing. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that I hate the most about them. I have noticed that the tip of this eyeliner is kind of starting to get a little bit more, I don't know how to describe it, loose. It's like more bendy than it was, but it's not doing the like pilling thing. You know what I mean? You know, like sometimes felt tip liners can get like a pill, like a fuzzy on the very, very end, and you've got to like peel it off or pick it off. I don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? I guess you could argue with brushes and like hair tip pens that they can like the hair in the brush can like whatever, like separate, you know, like get all like crazy looking. I don't know how to describe it. Like separate, you know? But my beef with like felt tip is like when it gets to that point, when it starts losing like firmness in the tip or it starts to pill at the tip, like it doesn't matter if you apply more or less pressure. It doesn't change the fact that like the tip doesn't give you any control and doesn't give you like the shape that you want. It still turns out like shit. What I think I'm gonna do though is like when I'm getting ready, I think I'm gonna flip it upside down, set it upside down and leave it like that. God, I used way too much foundation, like way too much foundation. Have you ever used so much foundation that your foundation no longer matches your face? Because same. You ever use so much fucking foundation you start to look like the peanut butter baby? Because same. I wasn't thinking about the fact that I wasn't using a makeup spongy thing, and makeup spongy things take a bunch of your product. I wasn't thinking about that. I just wanted to, oh my God, it's so bad. I just wanted to try my new primer and shit. And it was like, I don't know, I mechanically put as much product on the brush as I would the other brush. Sponge, whatever. I don't know if you can see it in my eyes. I can see it in my eyes how annoyed I am at my foundation. The thing is, like, I love a fucking cake face, but at this point I was sitting here like, I don't have time to bake. So I'm heavily going to rely on my powder to like chill this shit out. But also like I was getting ready to stream in a dimly lit room from a webcam, so it was like a cake face looks much better on a low res camera than it does this, even though, you know, I love the faces we all make. I look like Mommy Dearest, but okay. This was the moment I was holding out hope for. I was holding out hope. No time to bake. I just had to pack this shit on and pray for the best. It ended up being okay. And you know what? It wasn't the foundation's fault that I used too much of it. It wasn't the foundation's fault that I decided to get ready so close to stream that I couldn't even film a making makeup video. Actually, I kind of feel like I also wasn't in the mood. Like I was struggling to do anything. So that was probably another contributing factor to why I didn't want to talk while I did my makeup. It was not the foundation's fault that I did not use it correctly, didn't have time to bake, used too much of it, blah, blah, blah. It was not the foundation's fault. I still love the foundation. And it's not the powder's fault that it wasn't able to completely salvage the look. That was my dumbass fault. At this point, too, I think what's running through my head is like, please let my setting spray save me. Have you ever like put way too much powder or way too much like setting powder on or baking powder or like foundation and you end up a crusty mess and you think, God, please let 20 fucking sprays of setting spray, like let it salvage this, please. Because that was me. Please let some fucking setting spray salvage this. Sorry, I just got a phone call to do a survey. I don't want to do a survey. I also have some of those NYX buttermelt stick things in my cart. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. That has nothing to do with anything. I was just thinking about it. We haven't got to the part of the video yet where I am putting on bronzer, because one of my favorite things to do is complain that my foundation is too dark for me and then proceed to put on bronzer. That's one of my favorite things to do, actually. At least you would think it is with how often I do it. But I'm going to get some and try some. I thought they were a fever dream. I thought they were a lie. I thought they were something that somebody made up. Also, I absolutely love this lipstick. It is a stickier formula. But it lasts. I put it on before stream and wore it the whole stream and everything was fine. I didn't eat or anything during stream, but it still held up just fine through me running my mouth, which is very telling. I've had black lipstick just from talking. I've had black lipstick get in my teeth, do the thing where it like travels on my face, like up on my upper lip and my lower lip. It doesn't do that, but I know that a lot of people don't like a stickier formula. I don't mind it. I honestly don't know why it's taking me so long to put the shit on. What am I doing? Girl, get the fucking lead out. Maybe I was like listening to something that was making me like space out or something. What the hell? But yeah, I also really want to try some of the ColourPop blush, the heart-shaped blush. I've wanted to try it for years. I just never have. Also, I put way too much. I put way too much bronzer on to the point that I like had trouble blending it. Was kind of looking in the mirror like, how can I salvage this? How can I salvage this? And then I had a fuck it moment and was like, whatever, I don't care. I'm just gonna slap some blush and some setting powder or some setting spray on top of this and just pray for the best. Like, I literally was just like, fuck it. I don't have time for this. I don't have time to restart. I don't have time to redo it. I don't have time to bake or add a potion on top of my face to fix this, so fuck it. It was also another moment where I was kind of hoping that like my setting spray would just melt it into my face, which honestly it's not the best base makeup I've ever done, but it did help me salvage it a little bit. Anyways, here's me trying on my new wig. Okay, I just got finished. I feel like my AC sounds like exceptionally loud right now. I just got finished filming myself doing this makeup, and I've got like an hour and a half before stream and I feel like absolute trash, but I filmed myself. I did a short of me unboxing this wig, but I haven't tried it on yet. I haven't even cut the lace on it. Let's hope that excited short does not bite me in the ass. Guys, I just want to say I've been wearing wigs for over a decade and I still don't know how to properly cut wig lace. And yes, I am using a giant pair. Do I have to use a giant pair of fabric scissors? Do everything smaller? No, not immediately in front of me, and I am not fucking getting up. I feel so gross, so nasty, so disgusting that I cannot believe that I am about to stream feeling like I do. I have like really bad head fog. Oh, and then guess what I found out today? I found out the nodules in my lungs are growing and they look more solid than they used to. What the fuck does that even mean? I don't know, but I'm supposed to see my lung doctor, I think next month. They went from 10 to 13 to 14 millimeters. Isn't that cute? I'm wearing Eps's shirt too, and I feel like a busted can of biscuits. I am absolutely smashed into this thing. Okay, now that I've done the world's worst job, cutting the lace on that, I've never gotten any better at it. I don't know how to properly wear wigs. Honestly, the edges of this wig are blonde. So we'll see how that ends up working out for me. Oh, God. You know what? It'll be fine. Do I look cool? I feel cool. Oh my God, guys. I love it. I love it. I gotta get a picture of it and send it to Epps. I feel like some people would think that this is a little thin, but I am not some people.